A lot of people think that being an artist is not an 8-hour job because you have to, think about everything in 24 hours. And yeah, there are some jobs like that. Actually, I'm not sure if it's possible here in Côte d'Azur because there are so many things which grabs the attention. The sea, there are some very nice mountains, everything. So how can you concentrate on on work?
Actually, I don't focus on work like 20 hours a day. And I don't have a studio, and I don't work with studio programs or stuff. I just live and try to bring stuff from life into my art. So it doesn't have to be like a strict process. I can go hiking and still make art after.
You started filming a security officer?
Yeah, in Nice. It was in Nice.
Yeah, in Villars.
Yeah.
And actually it was quite funny, for me at least, to have a security officer who dancing salsa after hours or maybe with visitors, I don't know.
He did that when his room was empty, but on working hours. And I talked with him, and he told me he always wanted to be a dancer, and he was a bit frustrated to be a museum guardian. And so we decided together to choose a room to reenact his dance. And he used to put some earphones, and it was like forbidden at work, so it was a bit rebellious side. And a way of having company too, because you feel very lonely in this kind of jobs.
Well, actually, I just have an example from Hungary where a security officer just painted the exhibited painting because he didn't like that much. He wanted more. So what's the problem with the security officers anyway?
It's a tricky job. It's like you're always in the beauty, but you can't have access to it, and you have to watch to prevent danger that never really comes. And you have to get used to get bored. So you have to find some techniques to entertain yourself, I guess.
There was another video when there is someone like a boss coming and starts singing.
Yeah.
In an office, so
you didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what's that, but it's interesting. But it's a kind of documentary, maybe.
It is more conceptual than the documentaries. It was an early work, and I asked it was the same museum, and I asked the director to have an appointment in his office. So I wanted to reverse the hierarchy, because he decided who has appointments in his office, and I asked for one, and I asked him to sing a lullaby. And it's a play on word, because in French when you say make someone sing, it means to blackmail him. I noticed also that in corporate situations you reenact family relationships, and I had some bosses who have been really patronizing with me, and it's kind of making me feel childish. And in French, when you say to make someone fall asleep, it means to make him get blurred about a situation, to take advantage from him. So it was a very, very gentle and poetic hostage taking, sort of.
So it's more about the hierarchy, maybe?
Yeah, it was that, and the ambivalence of the relationships you can build with your boss and with your work team.
And how did you convince him to?
He was super okay. Yeah, and he took the lead back in the situation, because he's an art historian too, and he saw me coming from far, like, oh, an art student, and she has an idea, and I will help her do the thing. It was super easy for him.
Okay, if I wrote it down correctly, you have been to Australia for a kind of documentary. And why Australia and why documentary and why everything? So
I was just super lucky. When I had the email, I thought it was a spam, like you've been 100 visitors and you can go to Australia, but no, it was real. And I applied to a residency that was inviting for the second time, I think, French artists to stay in the bush for 6 weeks in a specific place, which was Arthur Boyd, who is an Australian painter. It was his house and studio, and when he died, he decided that this place would be attached to the government and will welcome artists. I submitted a project based on portraits at the early morning hour, and I was selected, and I spent 6 weeks there.
And did it change something? I mean, in your way of looking at life?
Yeah, a lot, because I had time and space, nothing to worry about, no phone, and just wonderful people coming, and I had to make the thing I do the best. So, yeah, it was easier than the everyday life.
Actually, you do videos, as we know now, photography, painting, because it's back to you. There are some paintings of you.
Yeah.
So do you have a medium of favorite, or you don't have?
During my studies, I only made videos, because I couldn't be at the studio as long as I wanted. I had to do day jobs, and I'm not from a well-to-do background, so I decided to start from something I understand and bring it back to school rather than do the opposite. And I thought I would be more accurate if I speak about like everyday life subjects. And then during the pandemic, I couldn't film, everything was very slow, and so I decided to start to paint. And it was easier with the image legislation. You don't have to ask people if they are okay to take their images, and so I went on outgoings where you have to agree yourself to go out. And I took photos in the neighborhood, and I zoomed in the background to get a very pixelized fragment, and then I started to ramble. And it was different from the video, because in the video you have hours and hours of brushes, and you have to cut and cut and cut to get more precise. And with the paintings, I started from an image, and I get less and less precise, like changes the traits, the expressions, the colors. And
but if I look around at your images, you have it's like a portraiture, kind of.
Yeah.
So why is that interesting for you? This to showing some people.
In the videos, I was making portraits too, so it's kind of repeating. I don't know, I like human figures to speak about the context.
In the webpage, I saw that you live in Marseille. we are
not anymore, yeah.
Yeah, we are in Nice actually. Yeah. But it's still like, okay, it's not the Côte d'Azur, but it's really close. And being an artist, to have a well-known artist, you have to go to Paris, or London, or New York, or the big cities. But previously mentioned as well that you bringing pieces from your everyday life into art. So probably that's the reason why you are here and not in Paris.
I've been to Paris for 2 years after school. It was financially like I couldn't keep going like this. So I went back to the south. Yeah, because like this, it's easier, it's cheaper, easier, and you still have studios like La Station, and I can work with people like I get. So
I'm very interested in the new technologies. What is here and coming, and people are started to use. I mean, first there was Facebook, when everyone just put a photo. Then people moved to, or at least some of them moved to Insta, because it's just you don't need the text anymore. Just put the photo and nice images, great. Okay, see the next. Now we have the TikTok,
Yeah.
which is even shorter, but it's just videos, so 15 seconds normally, or you can extend it to 1 minute. But what if we're going to that route more and more, and well, in what I wrote is 2040, maybe it's not that far away, I don't know. But what if we can copy our mind to a cloud environment, whatever, and we can continue living there, and we not die anymore, just our bodies maybe. Do you like that idea or not?
No, not really. I'm not very at ease with this disappearing process through images. I think I want to leave the body process too. I need that. And yeah, it's tricky because you can share a lot of short stories that are lies and get drawn into this. So no, it will be hard for me if we have to do that.
Thank you very much.